So hi guys, and welcome back to my MYTEAM Career Mode 2.0 Season 2. And guys, if you haven't watched last video, go and check it out. It was in Hungary. The first time I have ever done Hungary in a career mode, and it was a very topsy-turvy race. We at the start, defended against almost every driver we had, but a small mistakes. It was mistakes, but there was one big mistake that cost us a little too big. So first of all, we have sponsors and we can change, and guys, I am deciding to change the sponsor. So we have two new sponsor, Duotone or RGB, and it looks like RGB will be the best one because it will give us 5.4 in the seasonal goal, and it is 520k weekly income, so that is going to be big for us. That's why I have decided to go with RGB. So obviously in the summer break, before that, look at that, we did not score any points in the last race, but Ayrton Senna, after winning the Hungarian Grand Prix, he is now leading by 11 points. George Russell and Max Verstappen behind are getting, they are finding it difficult to do anything. Obviously guys, Ferrari after the start of the season have made a big surge back, and we are now fighting. We are not even fighting with Ferrari. Hell, even McLaren, who had a better car than Ferrari at the start of season, are not even fighting. So we have done the season break, and now we have Yuki Tsunoda who wants to do an end game talks with us. And guys, I am doing it because there is no reason for us to not sign Yuki Tsunoda again. So we are definitely signing him. But first, let's see his problems. And he wants 11.29 annual salary and 920k signing bonus, and the fourth vehicle performance ranking. Obviously guys, there have been races where we were fourth, so I mean it might be a little difficult, but I think we can manage to get at least fifth or sixth best car when we sign him. So we have even Jack Doohan who wants to do an end game talks with us. Obviously guys, Jack Doohan, though he is 70 rated, even Jack Crawford now is close to I think 71 rated, so I don't know if I really want to sign him. But still guys, I am going to hear him out because he wants 5th in the vehicle performance and 3.3 in the salary, which is way too low than we are expecting to give out to other drivers. So we might be able to do something about it, but I am going to wait out a little bit before I start to give out the contracts and proposing the contracts to these guys. So we are going to understand what happens here. And now obviously guys, Jack Crawford, we already have end game talks with her. We have already done that, so we have to now work on our car, which is really important right now. So we have just bought a durability breakthrough, which is honestly guys really important right now, because I saw after waiting a little bit longer is that we are losing way too much performance because our engine components wear out very quickly. That's why I am doing it. And look at that guys, we have just bought a wind tunnel improvements, and that was because we want our upgrades to cost less, because we are not getting resource points, because obviously we have reduced resource points in the setting. So that's why it is a little difficult to get ourselves in front of the pack. So that's why we have done everything we can and skipping past the time. Now we have more resource points and more money to buy some big upgrades here. So let's see what we can buy. Our drag reduction upgrades, that too a major one, we are going to buy that. So let's just see in the chassis. Obviously we don't really have the money or the resource points to do anything about that, so we are going to buy the Venturi tunnels we had upgraded in the last race. That has come in. So chassis has come in, powertrain are upgrading, so they might come out after the Monza GP, so we can't really do anything about that, but if they do come out this race, that will be helpful. So we now have 1.4 million again, and obviously guys, we have nothing to upgrade, so we have skipped past the time. And we have the durability breakthrough coming in, so we are going to wait for that. But look at that, in the performance index we are right now the 7th best car. Even Alpine is in front of us and McLaren. So obviously guys, this is the time for Yuki Tsunoda, but we are going to choose Jack Crawford.
They call it the Temple of Speed, and the pilgrims have come to worship. It's all about the speed today. Qualifying awaits us. Welcome to Monza for the Italian Grand Prix.
Obviously I got a little bit cut off there. What I was trying to say was that we in the qualifying obviously are driving as Jack Crawford. The reason is this was the chance of Yuki Tsunoda, but the reason I am driving as Jack Crawford is because I really want to give him a little bit of redemption after his last race, and I know I can do it. So through the Scary chicane we are going to get ourselves something good here. So let's just see on the back straight using all the battery. Obviously guys, it might be a little difficult with the rear wing we have, but I think we can do something in the rain. Obviously the race will be dry, so here into Parabolica, out of it. We had a really big snap there, but still race to the line, keeping it on the track. We are P3 behind Alexander Albon, but in front of Lewis Hamilton. So it's a really crazy race right now. We are going again for another lap here. Let's see what we can do after taking all the fuel out of the car. We have to at least get a one good lap here. We really need it. So let's see what we can do. So with 2 sectors purple, we are out of the Sky chicane, going a little too wide, but even after that we haven't lost too much. Otherwise this would have cost us at least 3 to 4 tenths, but we have maintained our lap time. So here into the final corner through Parabolica, using a lot more curb and too much grass, but here with the help of ERS everything is dumped. 8 tenths gain, race to the line, and we go P2, and we have stayed into P2. But guys, Charles Leclerc has taken himself into P1, and Lando Norris almost knocked out in P16. So both the kick Saubers are out, and even Williams are out. So we are into Q2, obviously guys, doing our second lap, because our first lap was on, well, soft tires, because I saw that every single driver went out on softs. So I thought, you know what, it might be a good time to go out on softs. It was not. So that's why we are doing another lap, and this time on the same inters we did the Q1 on. We are gaining 3 seconds a lap this time using all the battery. We have race to the line, 3.2 seconds gain, and we go P1, and that was enough to get ourselves into P1. But Yuki Tsunoda was in P3, and the AI, I don't know what happened to them. They were just too stubborn to go out on inters, and well, our whole team decided, my team's AI decided to go out on inters. So I just found it a little bit crazy that other drivers did not, and that's why both of us are into Q3. So we might be able to get double points in this race. Let's see what we can do. Obviously we are the 7th best car on the grid, but I think we can do something. So our final lap into the Q3, we have gained 1.8 seconds. Obviously guys, the first lap was on inters, and this is the second lap. So let's see what we can do here. And through the final chicane into Ascari, we have gained 4 seconds. Race to the line, let's see what we can do, and out into Parabolica, obviously using way too much grass. But guys, the thing is, we are not finding it too difficult, because obviously the front tires don't really do too much out of Parabolica. So race to the line, 4 seconds gain, we go P2. That is amazing. P2 is really amazing. 2 tenths behind George Russell. George Russell, the second in the Drivers' Championship, will be a really big contender to Ayrton Senna, who is only in P5. This is going to be big. This is going to be fun. So guys, let's do this, and let's just go into the Monza GP.
A difficult race awaits these drivers here in Monza, but glory awaits too at the Italian Grand Prix. With top speeds reaching 215 miles per hour, only a few places can challenge Monza's crown as the fastest track in Formula One. Hard braking zones going into the 3 chicanes make up the majority of the 11 corners on this 3.6-mile circuit. And just in case the slipstream wasn't enough, 2 DRS zones will help encourage some close action. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. What a qualifying yesterday for George Russell. He'll start today's race from pole position. And Jack Crawford completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Norris, Ayrton Senna and Verstappen, Tsunoda, Piastri, Mayer and Lewis Hamilton, Stroll, Webber, Jack Doohan and Behrman, Pepe Marti, Gasly, Nico Hülkenberg and Andrea Kimi Antonelli, Lawson, Sainz, Bortoletto and Alex Albon picks up the last spot on the grid. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today? And alongside me a man, well, what more can I say? But he's a legend, Anthony Davidson. So here we are at Monza, Temple of Speed, lovely long straights, and well, that's it. It's easy, isn't it?
It's a little bit harder than that, Crofty, than you make out. I mean, yes, you do have those long straights, but it's linked by very tight, tricky corners. Big emphasis on braking zones around here as well, particularly into turn 1. You decelerate at the 150-metre board down to the 50-metre board and you'll scrub off easily over 150 miles an hour. So, yeah, it puts a lot of G-force on the drivers' bodies as they decelerate. And obviously, it throws up a big overtaking opportunity as well come race day.
Speed's key here today, so we're going to need a low downforce setup, which of course means that DRS won't be as effective, but hopefully we're going to be so quick we won't even need it.
So here we are in the race with 2 mediums to hards, a 2-stop strategy, which I will not be doing, guys, because there is no way we are getting anything if we do a 2-stop strategy. So with all the lights done, we are here for the Monza GP, and it is gone with B in P2 and George Russell into P1 and Charles Leclerc going side by side with us, and there behind a little bit of a scrap with Lando Norris, Max Verstappen and it is trying to fight for the position B, but we go around the outside, which becomes the inside of turn 1, and we have taken George Russell's P1 and we are now leading from the pack. And look at that, guys, how amazing we got the start. Obviously George Russell had an amazing start, but we into the braking of turn 1 just way too good, and obviously giving George Russell enough of space so that we do not have too much craziness in the first part of the track, and that's why we are now into P1. And obviously, guys, I know it will be very difficult to keep this up, but obviously, guys, we have the engine power to fight, because I think we have almost completely done all the engine upgrades other than fuel efficiency. So here we are into turn 2, well, lap 2 here without any DRS, both Charles Leclerc and George Russell fighting with each other, and behind that Piastri and Senna fighting with each other. So both of them going side by side with each other, and they are going side by side through Curva Grande, and none of these guys are giving each other even a little bit of a space. They are fighting through and into turn 4. Finally Charles Leclerc gives it, and well, Charles Leclerc takes it, and George Russell is now into P2, but this helps us big time, guys, because we are now 1.6 seconds in front and we are out of DRS range. Obviously, guys, in Monza though, DRS swapping very well helps even the AI. So if they can go into turn 1 like they did on lap 2, it will be very helpful, and we really big understeer there was, and I thought, you know what, let's not go on the track very abruptly. So we waited, obviously taking a little bit of break and fixing things, but here we are back and we are in lap 3 with 1.3 seconds gain. And look at that guy, George Russell and Charles Leclerc again fighting with each other. They are not going to stop, they are fighting. We are in front, and that is helping us very big time, because guys, 2 seconds now we have to just stay in front. But guys, the big problem for us, look at the tire wear, 14%. So I am honestly, I'm not joking, guys, in the practice I tried to see what we can do to protect the tires, but I wasn't able to do anything. I was losing 6% when I was not pushing on medium tires. So that is the reason, guys. Lap 7, we are now 47% on the tires, and look at that, guys. Through Parabolica, look at the tire wear. We will lose around 3% tire wear just in Parabolica, and obviously this time we didn't lose it because we went out of the track, but that means Charles Leclerc and George Russell has caught up to us and they will try to attack us, but we have used the battery enough to stay in front because they are going side by side. These two are going side by side, and that means we are staying in front. We are taking our time, and that is going to help us. Look at that, they are fighting so much with each other that we have stayed in front of these guys again, and the tire wear is getting worse and worse. Obviously, guys, in the first sector there is 0 tire wear used, but in the second sector we use around 1 to 2% tire wear, but in the final sector we just give out the tire percentage, so that's why we are losing 6%. But even then, guys, I decided there is no reason for us to pit, because if we pit for a 2-stop strategy, we won't get anything. So here is Charles Leclerc and George Russell, even after fighting.
Leclerc behind. Time last lap 1:24.4. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 8 laps old. We think they've got one more stop.
And obviously, guys, even after fighting, they are catching up to me. Obviously, they are also doing a 1-stop. That was the main thing I wanted to know. So on lap 11 we have 68% tire wear. That's what I am saying, guys. That is the difficulty for us. We are trying so hard to not lose the tire wear, and it is the front left that is graining almost, and obviously the front left, even the rear left is losing way too much, but the rear, well, the front right and the front left aren't having any problem. So that's why I am trying to do everything to keep this car in front, and obviously even changing the brake bias, everything is done so that we can stay in front. But Charles Leclerc is still catching up to us. He has caught up to us. He has much better car, and through the Scottish chicane I had to take it very easily because I am losing the tire 73% now on the front and 71% on the rear, and through Parabolica it's going to go to 76. So we have to take it easy. Look at that, guys, how easy I am going on these tires. Even after that I go 75%, and obviously juking every driver, which might be a mistake, guys, because if we had pit now, we might have come out behind Charles Leclerc, but we should have been close to these guys. But now we have to see what happens to us, because on lap 12 at the end we are going into the pits with 81% on both the tires on the left side. So the whole left side is cooked. If I had gone out for one more lap, these tires would have definitely gotten a puncture, and a two tire puncture would have been very, very difficult to do or manage. So here we are with a very bad stop, and that too which was our mistake. So let's see, out of the pits with the everything done, we are out of the pits, and George Russell is going side by side and he has overtaken us. Obviously, guys, even after crossing the white line nothing happens, but into turn 1 we are here bullying Carlos Sainz out of the road, because, guys, I am not taking any chance. I am trying to catch up to George Russell because he has pit, he has undercut us, and because of that it's getting a little difficult. So out of Parabolica on lap 13, guys, we have lost the time, because look at that, fastest lap for George Russell, and we were way too slow to do anything. But here comes Ayrton Senna. He is trying to overtake us, guys, but we are not going to let him by, because we have the tires and the brakes. And look at that, guys, even though I went a little bit deep, but that doesn't matter because I can just push him wide a little bit and stay in front. Obviously we have to do this for 12 more laps. Now on lap 15, starting lap 16, we have to use every bit of battery, and fastest lap goes to Ayrton Senna. Obviously, guys, we just wait one lap and just do a little bit too defensive move like this. Again, we are now going side by side with Ayrton Senna, and he has been pushed onto the grass, and we have to just stay on the racing track, and we have done it. And this helps us, guys, because if we go and do a little bit aggressive defense, well, Max Verstappen will catch up to us, and there are other, well, not faster but fast cars, but they are not faster than me. These guys are fast cars though, so they will catch up to us, and we will be able to defend, and Max Verstappen or another these guys will fight Ayrton Senna, so we can replicate something like what happened in the first lap. But at the end of lap 16, Ayrton Senna has tried to overtake us, but we went through the inside of Parabolica. I thought I got the DRS there, but of course the DRS line has been moved, the DRS detection line has been moved, and because of that I am using all the battery. I have 0% again, but here is George Russell fighting with us, but we through the inside of both the drivers, Max Verstappen and Ayrton Senna can't do anything. We went way too wide, but still we come out in front, and look at that guys, I went and intentionally went into the tire wall of Ayrton Senna guys, because if I had not done that we would have lost that P3, and I am trying to keep up with these guys because I really want that podium for Jack Crawford. So through the inside of Ayrton Senna, getting a really big wheel spin, but that doesn't matter because in the detection of the DRS we are behind, using every bit of battery, have our DRS open, and we are going to fly past Ayrton Senna, but Senna defends, and we getting a little bit bogged down and going into the back of Ayrton Senna, but still we have stayed in front now. And because guys, the reason I am just doing it easy because I just have to defend one lap, and these guys then fight with each other for at least 2 to 3 laps, and then they have another chance to come back on us, and that is the time when I save my battery and everything so that we can fight. And because of that, at the end of lap 21, Ayrton Senna again comes back, but through the inside of Parabolica. We know the strat. We are going to make a little bit of a mistake for Ayrton Senna. That means he won't be able to get a good exit out of Parabolica. We use battery, we use DRS, and now we are catching up to Ayrton Senna. Ayrton Senna tries to defend, and we go through on the racing line into turn 1. That is easy overtake. Again going a little bit wide, and that helps us stay in front of Ayrton Senna because he will try to do a switchback on us, but obviously that aggressive flick on the right hand side of the steering wheel means we have stayed in front again. And look at that guys, on lap 25, so for 3 laps they weren't able to catch up to us, but because I am guys trying to save my hard tires, because even they are wearing out very quickly, we have to save the tires too while fighting these guys. So Ayrton Senna here goes in front, but through the inside of Parabolica he brakes a little bit later, and obviously I am just dabbing the throttle there. Obviously don't need to do that in Parabolica, but still I am doing that so that we can get the DRS. We have the DRS, and Ayrton Senna very close to us. We are going to now go in front, and there goes Max Verstappen. He will also try to fight us, and we go not intentionally, but we go in too deep into turn 1, but that doesn't mean anything because both the drivers are going side by side. But finally Max Verstappen has enough pace to stay in front, so for one more lap we have to defend against these guys. And look at that guys, 20 seconds in front Charles Leclerc is, and 15 seconds in front George Russell is, and our tires, if you see the bottom right, is orange. So everything is a little difficult, but these things are going our way. Though George Russell might have been a little difficult to fight, but we are fighting with Ayrton Senna, the championship leader, and here Max Verstappen tried to overtake us, and obviously that was intentional guys, so that he tried to overtake us and we just thrash his attack, which will be a little difficult to get a good exit out of Ascari. That means out of Parabolica on lap 27. Starting the last lap here, they are way too far. Max Verstappen and Ayrton Senna are way too far, and we are going to use all the battery, and they are out of DRS now from us. But obviously DRS doesn't matter guys, because the only chance was there. But here is Charles Leclerc in front of Tifosi. He has won the Monza GP, the home of Ferrari, in front of Tifosi. Charles Leclerc, though not everywhere, he has at least won in Monza, and here we are using all the battery we had now through Parabolica. Obviously they have changed the name now, but still it's Parabolica for us, and we go to get ourselves P3, and that is a little bit of a celebration move which almost caused a crash with Max Verstappen. But still guys, what an amazing race for us, and we have done it. We have gotten ourselves P3 with Jack Crawford. Not the win, but still it's good.
Charles Leclerc, what a drive, what a victory. he wins.
To come here and take victory as a team today on home soil was so important. You can see how much it means to them. The drivers there doing their part, the team's strategy was perfect as well, and the fans really embraced that. What a great atmosphere we had here today.
There's room for 3 on their podium, but only ever 1 right at the top. Let the celebrations begin. And who gets to take the top step of the podium? Yes, it is I, Leclerc, Charles Leclerc on top.
Obviously guys, what an amazing race. I really had fun in this one because we had to save tires. Fuel wasn't an issue, but the tires were wearing out so quickly. I had to do something, and look at that guys, from P9 to everyone behind did a 2-stop strategy. So there is a clear cut difference between the top guys and the guys behind. It was a little difficult for us. Obviously we weren't able to win the race, but still guys, George Russell has now caught up to Ayrton Senna. This is going to be an amazing fight. Obviously Charles Leclerc has overtaken Max Verstappen in points, so Scuderia Ferrari is P2. Obviously it's highly doubtful that they will be able to win the constructor, but honestly guys, it's going to be an amazing fight till the end. And obviously for us, we have secured P5 for us. So guys, if you are enjoying these videos and you want to see a really amazing driver championship fight, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys for the next one.